trying to get into a little groove here before the tip-off. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. With Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll be joined by Allie LaForce on the sideline. We're out halfway through the season and a chance here to recap where all the teams in the West sit in the standings. Look at Portland. They've managed to crawl down to the 9th best record in the conference. And, of course, the Jazz, 3 games behind.
And for the Trailblazers, they haven't had the great season that some were expecting, but it hasn't been a disaster. They just need a few things to go right for them down the stretch.
It's an amazing thing. If you can get a couple of wins, generate some momentum, you've got to believe they'll be just fine.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, you've got Keontae George. Here we go. Bailey out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Mikhailuk in at the 2. And for the Trailblazers, the wings for him, Sharp and Avdia. On the block, you'll see Kamara and Klingon. And it's Holiday in at the 1. Now here is Holiday. 6 to shoot. No good from the wing. And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
You've got to stand in and deliver from the free throw line, even in a tough environment, and they failed to do so.
And Doris, when you look around the league, there are still a handful of players coming along from off-season injuries.
Yeah, and Kev, this is a very tough balance for coaches to have to navigate. You have to protect your guys that have a history of injury, but at the same time, it's eventually go time. We got to win games here.
We play just over a minute here in the first. Sharp the pass to Holiday. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. George against Holiday. Pass to Mikhailuk. Nice ball movement by Utah. They set the pick. And George kicks to Markkanen. Off target with his 3.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here is Holiday. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game.
I tell you, not only does Klingon set sturdy screens, he knows how to make himself available for the pass.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Well, we know the Jazz have been up front. Before you can rebuild, Doris, you got to tear down. And that's what they've done.
And Kevin, that requires extraordinary patience. You have to be willing to trade away veterans who can contribute to winning. And you have to be willing to prolong the process in order to get max returns. But be under no illusions. Losing is hard on everyone.
Free throw good from Bailey. There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
Now here is Holiday. Here's Kamara. And slam dunk by Kamara.
But Drew Holiday is just so solid in the 2-man action. You see it on display there.
.130 left in the first quarter of the game. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Drew Holiday understands the big picture. He said, quote, basketball is a two-way sport. As much as you train offensively, you need to do the same thing defensively. Doing defensive slides, wall sits, things that help you with your legs and your base. I've done that since I was little. It helps, guys.
Truly an elite defender. Allie, we thank you very much. And Holiday throws it down.
This is what you call a point guard with hops. Even though he's a little bit older, Holiday's showing he can still throw it down.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Trailblazers leading by 3. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Sharp finds Holiday. Excellent D there from George.
Boy, he won't miss many of those, but it certainly happens and did there.
Here's Nurkic. Over to the wing. Luke passes to Markkanen. Clock at 6. Pass to George. Fires for 3. Lets the 3 fly. And the Jazz with another 3.
The shooting skill of Lauri Markkanen is undeniable. He is locked in on the catch.
Sharp with it. Scoreless thus far. Shot from the wing. Wow! Unbelievable!
Can't do it much better than that, right before the clock expires.
What a way to seize momentum. Can it carry over into the next quarter? Beautifully done.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Trailblazers out in front. They're up by 2. From Portland, we're back in a moment. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Blazers.
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
And so in the game for the Jazz, Kevin Love out there with Filipowski. Then it's Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard. Here's Sissoko, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Pass to Reith. Filipowski grabs the board.
Oh, the defense very willing to live with that mid-range jumper.
Here's Sensabaugh. That falls. Great assist by Love. Sensabaugh's got the lead up to 3 now for Utah.
Oh, how about the dime? You love that unselfishness.
Grant outside. Fires from the line. Hendricks pulls it in. Utah's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. You know, Greg, being a two-way player got Jeremy Grant into the NBA. But now he's grown even more.
Yeah, early on in his career, he was often the primary defender on elite scorers. Then he added scoring to his game in Detroit, becoming an effective two-way player.
Now, here's Grant. Still without a basket. Shoots over Filipowski. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Utah leading by 3. Pass to Love. Here's Sensabaugh. Love with the screen on Murray. Kicks it out to Love. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. Taking a look here at some of the numbers for Donovan Clingan.
And his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better over his last 10 games. He looks so much more comfortable from beyond. There's no doubt he's got the green light to let it fly whenever the shot's there for him.
The Trailblazers have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. And so Chauncey Billups decides to call timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Clingan, he's checked in for Portland. Sharp comes in for Jeremy Grant. Nurkic checked in for Utah. Keontae George comes in for Collier. Pass to Sharp. And Holiday has it in the corner. There's a screen by Kamara to end the cold streak. Does not find the basket. His third miss. He's made just one so far. Jazz passing it around. That one drops for him. Markkanen's got 5 now.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
Avdia kicks to Holiday. They get the rebound. Klingon, nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Klingon's got his second bucket.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
George against Holiday. And it's Bailey in the corner, stolen by Avdia. Pass to Sharp. Back to Avdia. Outside Holiday. And he hits it to tie the game up. Holiday's got his second bucket of the night.
You can just sense the confidence Drew Holiday has, ready to shoot off the catch.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Down low. Here's Nurkic. That ball's nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists tonight.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Now, here's Sharp. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. 5 to shoot. He can't get that one to fall. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Jazz lead by 2. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
17.
Hello, everybody. No lack of drama tonight. The Utah Jazz might be taking this one all the way down to the wire.
They've been choosy when hunting for shots, guys. I like that. Trying to capitalize on every single possession.
Yeah, you love the consistency in their approach. Really methodical. Let's shift gears now and see how things are stacking up in the Western Conference.
You look at the Jazz, they haven't looked intimidating thus far. The hunger to improve just isn't there. That worries you. I'm starting to feel that this team needs a culture change.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at Ace Bailey, what a contribution.
But really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
There's no doubt. And he's affected the game in any number of ways, and he's definitely important to the success of this team.
On the block, you'll see Kamara and Klingon. The wings for him, Sharp and Avdia. And it's Holiday in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Here's Sharp. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Well, the Portland Trailblazers in year 3 of a rebuild, wins are hard to come by in the loaded West. But acquiring young, talented players like Denny Avdia is a nice start. He said, quote, "The team is young, we're real athletic, we all compete, everybody wants to work and wants to improve." Back to you guys.
Young and hungry. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
Now, this is just a veteran instinct kicking in here. Holiday sensing and finding the man who's open.
Utah leading. George passes to Nurkic. Bailey with a wide open look. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Now George, following the miss by Denny Avdia from deep. Can't connect from short range. The Trailblazers have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker at the break. Holiday. D right on it. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. You know, DB, I heard some NBA officials talking about having a feel for the game and them drawing a line between playing aggressive and playing rough. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, Kev, this is so fascinating to me because we've seen a reversion back to a little bit more of a physical game. But without some definitive guidelines, it makes the officials' job harder. Well, we all know this guy is a legitimate two-way threat. Drew Holiday gifted as a defender and solid on the offensive end.
All free throws good from Drew Holiday.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Pass to Mikhailuk. The Jazz working the ball around now. Portland trailing here. Sharp the pass to Holiday. Clingan the screen for Holiday. Portland again missing. Utah has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Pass to Bailey. Back to George. Here's Mikhailuk. The Jazz with another miss. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Avdia finds Clingan for the tie. Good on the bucket. And it's 6 points for Donovan Clingan.
You can see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
What I love is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
George against Howard. Outside, George. There's the triple. Another miss by Utah. They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
To the middle, got a piece of it. Stolen by Markkanen. 11 feet away. Avdia with the rebound. Portland's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. For the lead. Count the basket and the foul. Keontae George picks one up.
What a confident shot by Denny Avdia. He is not afraid of physical contact, clearly.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Line for 1, Denny Avdia.
Avdia, no good on the free throw. Here's Sensabaugh. Here's Collier. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Portland out in front, up by 2. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And Utah, looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got Lauri Markkanen. He's out there with Kyle Filipowski. And it's Hendricks in at the small forward. And the dunk by Grant.
Well, how about the opportunistic Jeremy Grant taking it strong on the drive? Love it.
Jazz trail by 4. Pass to Hendricks. And that one is stuffed right through.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. He's not taking any chances. He wants to huddle him up right away. Several teams changing it up here. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
During that break, Coach Chauncey Billups had some advice for the team. He told the team he has complete faith in them, saying, "We're right there. Now we just got to make that push and really take hold of the game. We can do that." To me, it looked like his players are on the same page with him. Guys, back to you.
We appreciate it, Allie. Thank you. They get it again. Klingon makes it off the glass.
And this young man lives on the offensive glass. Tough to stop Klingon when he's that close.
Here's George. Now Bailey. Nurkic setting the pick for Bailey. Klingon with the block. And here's Sharp. Nurkic with the steal. George against Holiday. Nurkic a screen on Holiday. Jacks up a three. And the foul's on Mikhailu. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul.
Portland leading by 4. Kamara with it. Avdia outside. Now Holiday. Off the glass.
Excellent move by Holiday. This guy continues to play at such a high level.
Jazz trail by 6. Markkanen looking it over. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth. Unloads. Does not go.
Well, that's surprising. This guy is a good mid-range shooter, just can't get it to go.
Kamara with it. Markkanen on him. Markkanen pulls it down. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Utah Jazz.
That's just great recognition from your big man, right? Markkanen is going to find the open teammate and put it on time and on target. I love this guy's passing skills.
And a good-looking view of that throwdown from the AT&T Connected Cam. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Now Sharp. He answers with a dunk of his own.
We've heard the stories about Sharp and how impressive his vertical is. Now we see it on full display.
Jazz trail by 6. George. Here's Mikhailu. Defended by Sharp. Taken away by Holiday. Now Avdia. No stopping him that time. Fouled on the play. Send him to the line.
Well, time and time again, Drew Holiday's elite defense becoming a catalyst for his team.
Defensive foul. First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Portland, Denny Avdia. One foul.
Avdia, no good on the free throw. Now Markkanen. Here's Bailey. The shot from 20. That one goes in.
Bang, bang. Doesn't get much simpler than that.
And so they foul intentionally.
Second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for your Trailblazers, Drew Holiday. Taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
It's no coincidence, guys, that wherever Drew Holiday has gone, the team gets better, and it's about the way he leads by example.
Utah calls timeout. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
Yeah, they get straight to the hoop with a foul immediately.
Bailey. George looking around. There's 21 seconds left in the game. The rim rattler, making no mistake.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Berg, Allie LaForce, and the rest of our terrific 2K crew, this is Kevin Harlan. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. And now we present the player of the game, Drew Holiday.